Well, it's Tuesday 14th of August. We're becalmed. For the moment in 68 degrees 12 minutes north, so we're just over 10 degrees from home. Been becalmed for most of the night after some good sailing yesterday, but we're not gonna be becalmed for very much longer because I can start to feel a breeze coming in from the east. I can see some darker sea over there as well, just starting up. It would be very nice to have an easterly wind. Take us down past the Norwegian oil rigs and so on. Yeah, look at that. Starting to look better. If that tail falls down, it's not still a sailing breeze. If it stays up, then it probably is. Although I tend to use the ensign. Again, if that stays out horizontal and doesn't fall down, then we should have enough wind to sail. On the other hand, we've got a very, very smooth sea now, because the wind yesterday came off over a very, very long period, so it's very, very calm, which means two things. Firstly, we can sail in a lighter breeze, and also, if necessary, I can carry all 7 panels, which will help. But I think I'm going to have a crack at sailing again. This breeze starting to slowly firm up. It may all peter out. That's what happens when we've got what seem to be cyclonic conditions, but it just may not. So I'm going to get to work and see if we can get moving again. Well, Wednesday the 15th of August, we came out of that calm and we've had a nice breeze from the east-southeast, so more or less on a beam reach. I just wanted to take this little clip because I just like the way the light is. Dark sea with a white foam, bit of sunshine at the moment. I'm not going to actually look ahead with the camera because I don't want to get spray on it, but looking a bit dark ahead. I suspect, and I could be wrong, but we might be in for a bit of a blow here. But difficult to know really, but that's my feeling. There's a bit of high cirrus around yesterday, this morning. Hazy sky above the lower cloud. And the lower cloud is giving us quite stiff little squalls now and again. So we shall see. We are now about 600 miles from Whitehills, and we are almost we're almost about to cross 67 degrees north. So another 30 miles or so and we will actually be out of the Arctic Circle, but I will record that moment when it actually happens. Well, it's the morning of Thursday 16th of August, and I have to admit that I missed the moment when we passed out of the Arctic. 6633 is the Arctic circle, thereabouts, but I just woke up and it's I have to admit that I forgot to set my alarm and I slept right through it. It was very bad, but there we are. So we're actually in 6625.7 now, so we're already 7 or 8 miles out of the Arctic. At some point I need to calculate how many days we're actually inside the Arctic, but it'll be something around about 34-35 days, I think. Pretty horrible weather outside. We've had a headwind, or a leading wind anyway, from the south-southeast for the last day or so, so hard on the wind, and at the moment out there is absolutely it's torrential rain. We've had loads and loads of rain. It's grey as anything, pouring down. Very, very warm, a southerly wind. And I haven't quite got used to the heat again yet. It feels tropical, even though we're still just about in the Arctic. Anyway, there we are. We've now crossed out of the Arctic, and we have I think around about 570 miles to go to get back to Whitehills. Well, it's not much more than an hour or so after that last little report, once we cross the Arctic Circle south, and that weather system is now moving away to the northeast, though it is there. And as you can see, the sun is coming out, which is all very nice, except that we are now becalmed. Wind has dropped right down to nothing. Whether it's just making up its mind what it's going to do now that the conditions have changed. If we look over here, you see we've got lots of blue sky potentially. Well, not potentially, it's there. But for the moment, we've just about stopped. The sea is a little bit sort of, well, it's calmish, but it's confused because the wind's been through sort of 90 degrees and back during the last 12 hours or so. Still got the sail up, but might have to come down soon because we're not really going anywhere. So there we are, through the Arctic Circle, 562 miles or so from Whitehills, but stopped for the moment, becalmed, and we'll just have to wait and see what the weather brings next. Well, there we are, morning of Thursday the 16th of August still. We've come out from under all that muck, and look at that, we've got a clear blue sky. Seems like the first time, probably is the first time since we were going around the top of Squalls. There we are, the wind has gone round to the south-southwest. It's a nice little force 4 south-southwesterly, which we're plugging into. Trouble is, a combination of this wind plus the the North Atlantic current, which is also against us, mean that we're being pushed a bit to the southeast at the moment. But we're still making lots of progress to the south, so that's the most important thing at the moment. Just can't let us go too far to the east, because further south we've got all the Norwegian oil rigs and so on. So we'll just see what happens with this wind. And we have about 556, 557 miles to go, something like that. If this wind holds, it's going to be hard work, but these winds tend to change fairly often. Could very, very well veer to the west, which would be perfect. If it backs the other way to the south or southeast, then we'll have to go about and try on the other tack. There we are, beautiful day here in the Norwegian Sea at last. Well, that nice clear sky is gone. Now we have torrential rain again, this time from the west. It looks like there's a front going over. Lots of big, tall, cumulus clouds with line squalls. So I'm hopeful, well, I don't do hope, I think it's possible, put it that way, that we might get a northwesterly change once these have passed, which would be very useful. But that depends on me reading the weather correctly, which I probably haven't. It's been an eventful 24 hours, really. The weather is just throwing everything at us in rapid succession. Well, it's the afternoon of Friday the 17th of August, and we've had 24 hours of these massive squalls going through, interspersed with sunshine, cumulus cloud, cirrus cloud, mackerel sky, you name it, we've had it. Real messy weather. It's blowing about a 6 here from the, it's pretty much right on the nose, pretty much from the south. I fear it could blow for a while. We have managed to make some progress to the south over the last 24 hours, but it's getting harder because these seas are building, and for the moment, well, I got sick of the pounding pounding into it, and we're making about, I think at the moment, if I really sailed hard into it, which is very wearing on the boat and very wearing on me, we'd maybe make about a mile to windward every hour. Possibly less now. Just because of the way the direction of the wind and so on. So I've just more or less heaved to here. Just take it easy, there's no point bashing away for a few miles that can be made up in an hour or two once the wind is fair. Now I've just got, if I can show you, I've just got 1.5 panels of the sail set just to keep us moving along. I don't kid myself we're making much to windward here, but we're more or less holding our position. But the main thing is that it's very, very quiet in the boat. We're not pounding. Everything's fairly relaxed. Whoops. Sorry. Thought we were going to get a dousing there. So there we are. Don't know how long this is going to last for. I think we must be, well, my last weather forecast was all wrong. We didn't get a northwesterly change. We've still got pretty much the same wind, except it's a lot stronger than it was. But I think we must be on the western side of a high or something with a big, one of these big southerly airstreams. The trouble is, they ain't go on for a long time. All I can do is wait for a shift. And sometimes the wind looks as if it's going round to the more to the east or the southeast, and it comes back. It's not really shifted at all. So I just kind of stuck here really. All I can do is wait and just be patient and look after the boat.